Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shining Force. In the last video, we finished the battle in the quarry, grabbed the Moonstone, cured Zylo of his madness, got him to join the Force, which is awesome because in my opinion he is one of the strongest characters you can get, and you get him fairly early on as well. And now you're finished essentially in Bustoke, except for one optional character, which will show up later on. But there's still one step left after the quarry battle to get him, before he will actually join us later. Otherwise you miss your chance to get him, that I will show here in a minute. But otherwise, we are on our way to Pau, which is the name of the next town in our journey. Alright, so at the church right now where we last saved. So what you want to do is, after you finish the battle in the quarry, all of the men are back in town, as you can see, and you can talk to them. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be back with my daughter. And in here, oh, this guy gives a really funny statement. I think I mentioned, oh yeah, I want revenge. Please, can I join the Shining Force? Wait, I must protect Bustoke. I'll join you some other time. I might have shown that guy in the last video. I don't know. But what you have to do is, I mentioned this house with the workshop with the propellers and all of the metal parts and machine parts here down the stairs there, being important later. Well, after all of the men come back when you defeat that battle, you talk to this person who mentions Kokichi again. It says, Kokichi never listens to me when he's doing research. And I mentioned that, and we did come down here and talk to Kokichi here and his assistant here. I'm helping Kokichi to figure out how to fly, and if you talk to Kokichi just in generally, he just goes and says nothing else to you. But that's not what you have to do if you want to recruit Kokichi. As you can see, he had a picture, which means he was potentially a character you could get to join you. If you want to get Kokichi to join you after the men come back, what you have to do before you leave and can never come back to Bustoke here, is you come up to the engine here in front of him and you search it. And he will go, what are you doing? Don't touch anything, you meddler. And then you come up here and talk to him again, and he says now this time, new in town, eh? Go out back and I'll show you my latest invention. So then you come up back here where he had the sort of catwalk on the ledge here, and he talks to you with that device on his back. Watch carefully. Here I go. Good luck, Kokichi. And he is flying. And he crashed somewhere. Well, it didn't work this time either. And that's all, essentially, for now. But that's what you have to do to get the events rolling, to get Kokichi to join you later on, once he comes back from the quarry. Another failure. I'm starting to think Kokichi should just give up. Yes, if you talk to the assistant and then talk to this woman up here again, after he crashes, they say something different this time now. It always looks good at first, then something goes wrong. It never fails. But anyways, that's all there is to that. So, I'll meet you back here in a second. Okay, everybody. The reason I had to do that was because I had already gone and done that on the actual file with the practice fight for our next fight coming up, so I had to go and do that with a save state there to show Kokichi's event there. So now, let's actually go and show the next part of the game. Alright, so you go to leave the town, and on your way to the bridge to cross over to get into Pau, or Pao, however you pronounce it, you get into another fight here where they're trying to stop you. Look, they're trying to block our way to the bridge. Attack them, Shining Force. And now we have Zylo in the party, and he starts actually at level 9. And as you can see, for having just been in one practice fight, I've already done enough damage and gotten enough kills with him for him to get 2 levels in just this one fight alone, going through just most of these enemies. He is that good. Now, I remember after going through this fight and knowing the fight that's coming up after this fight, that this fight and the fight after this fight are the last two you want to hold off promoting for. Because the fight after this one is the one where you're potentially gonna get murdered badly if you do promote them before it, because of how weakened they'll be. So hold off until, not this one, but the one after this one is done. If that is confusing, I'll say it again when we actually get to that fight in the next set of videos at that point. But for now, let's actually continue this fight. We do actually have one new enemy in this fight. I'll get into that here when it's back to my turn. And that is these guys here, Pegasus Knights. They have 18 HP, 21 attack, 16 defense, 7 move, and 12 agility. So they can be rather hard to hit. Gort and Luke do tend to miss them quite often, so be really careful with that. They can hit your guys really hard. They can almost for certain take out Tao and Henri in one hit. That probably goes for Chris and Lau as well. They can definitely take them out in 2 hits, if they get that lucky. So be extra careful when you get to the point of taking them on. Alright, enemies are just moving into position right now. They're doing that. I'm gonna pull up something here to help me with this fight and commentating it for you guys. Alright, we still have Arthur. I'm not actually going to pull him out of the fight until we get to the point of replacing him. I will show off Zylo in this fight, don't worry. One thing to remember with this fight is everyone aside from Zylo and Balbaroy is going to have greatly reduced movement in this brown area, which are hills and the forested area here. They're going to have like 20% land effect, which greatly reduces their movement to a really small diamond shape around them. So try to keep them in this grassy area here, which is the standard like 10% or so, and this rough grass area. And only up around here, just move them forward through the trees anyway, because it's like a bit of a waste of time to move around the S-shape, curvy shape right there anyway. So just right through here, move them up through the grass as you can, more or less. These guys, the new enemies, the Pegasus Knights, they actually won't come down and attack us right away. We'll actually get to deal with most of these guys that are right here before we even have to deal with them, so don't worry about them too much right now. For the most part, most of the enemies right in front of us, they're just going to sit there and make a blockade in front of us. But when we get close enough, they will start coming down and attack us, so be prepared for that. Don't move anyone that will take heavy damage easily too far forward in front of everyone else. Again, I think I moved my document there a little too far forward. Okay, yeah, here we are. Alright, so now I think all of my main members that I'm going to be using, Balbaroy, I most likely will get him to level 10 and promote him, but I'll get him to 10 a little slower than most of the other people. But everyone else that I'll be using permanently, more or less, is level 10. Or actually higher now. Everyone's probably about level 11 at this point. In fact, I'll probably be able to record videos just kind of straight up now without having to go through practice fights because everyone's past level 10. And it'll be that way up until after I promote them. Once I promote them, I'm gonna actually go back to... Yeah, once I promote them, I'll be going back to doing practice fights before I record, so that I can get some experience and levels on them again, and have a bit of a... so that's not quite as hard to fight, and be better prepared for the fights coming up. Alright, Luke just leveled to 10. And his defense increased by 5. I'm sorry, I wasn't reading off the damage being done and the experience they were getting as I was talking there. I was just kind of focusing on moving people. Alright, the archer on the right there is probably going to actually be moving down soon to attack more than likely. As you can see, those skeletons could move to attack, but they're not. I'm going to move Ballboy over here to attack this Dark Elf. He does 6 points of damage and got 12 experience from it. Alright, let's show off Zylo now. Zylo attacks. He does 9 points of damage and got 8 experience, 140 coins for defeating the skeleton. Zylo is also really great at getting double attacks, by the way. So there will be times where he might miss an attack that would kill an enemy, but then he might get a double attack and kill the enemy on the second attack anyway, so... just in general, he can get double attacks a lot, or if he gets a double attack, misses the first attack, he can kill it on the second attack. There's a lot of great things, in my opinion, about his strength, his movement, his speed, and the amount of damage that he can do, and just his overall stats, according to how he plays and everything. I don't feel comfortable moving you right there, and like 1 block range of the skeleton to move down and attack you allow. Alright, Gort, let's move over here, attack the Dark Elf, possibly kill him. Gort attacks, does 13 points of damage, defeating the Dark Elf. Has 16 experience and 160 coins. Okay, skeleton attacks, does 1 damage to Luke. How much damage do you have? No, I'll save that for someone else. Henri, you're level 12, so I'm actually not going to have you attack. May, let's have you move up and attack from a range here. Alright, May attacks, does 15 points of damage, defeats the skeleton. Got 9 experience and 140 coins. Henri, I want to move you up a little further because I am thinking of trying to have you cast down a couple of enemies for a little bit of experience here. Sorry if I'm rushing my words a little bit there. Alright, so let's see here, guys. I'll have Ken attack here from an angle. Ken attacks, does 15 points of damage, got 9 experience. Alright, sorry if I'm being quiet. Just kind of watching the time and thinking about how I'm going to move everyone here. Alright, Henri, you move over there. Like I said, Zylo already got 2 levels from 9 to 11 in the practice fight here. And he does a lot of damage. He doesn't need really to sit there in the front unless I really need someone to bring heavy damage right now. So I'm not going to have him sit there and do too many attacks. I will fight with him, definitely. especially when we get to the Pegasus Knights and the final couple enemies. But, and the Lizardmen, definitely. For some of the easier enemies, like the priests and the dark elves, someone else can definitely easily kill them for me to get the experience. So is it that heavy a need to have him sit there and take out something he can kill in one hit, essentially? Alright, the dark elf's going to attack Tau. Ouch! 12 damage. Alright, am I gonna have a healer go here? No. Okay, not quite yet. Shit! Sorry for swearing there. I actually wanted to have Tau use Blaze 1 there to finish him off, and I totally accidentally skipped her turn there instead. Alright, so I'm gonna have Lao healer up for the experience there. 16 experience gained for it. As long as you don't kill her. Dark Elf attacks her again, does another 12 damage. I think I'll probably start moving a couple of them up a little further towards the rest of the field here. I'll have Tau sit back with Lao to get healed. And as you can see, I'm sticking to what I said to do, for the most part, where I'm trying to keep pretty much everyone around the center area there where there's grass instead of forest. Alright, here we go now. Alright, now I got him killed. Alright, she did 7 points of damage there, got, I think it was 17 experience, and 160 coins for defeating him. Zylo doesn't matter so much, as like he's not hindered by the forests as much. That's another thing you will see with Zylo, like if you were to use both Amon and Balroy, or one or the other of them, is that he will more than likely be ahead of the rest of your party when you're fighting in areas like this, because he's not hindered by movement as much as they are. Or, well, his movement isn't hindered as much, I should say. Where you see, because he's flying / hovering, Balroy has no land effect. He has 30, well, he has 30 like the rest of them. But he actually has a large movement compared to everyone else. Oh, okay, well. He has large movement regardless. It's just, for some reason, it's not affected by much. I don't remember the exact details of why, of how to explain it with the stats that it shows you, why, like, he can move without any hindrance, really. I'm just gonna look at him 1 second here again. It might have something to do with agility, but I'm not too sure. Alright, we have Lao healer up again. Heal level 1. Heals 12 points of damage. And he gets 16 experience. Okay, wow, we only got about a minute left, so let's show off Zylo a couple more times here in this minute. Attacks nearly kills the Lizard Man for 16 damage, gets 12 experience, where no one else would nearly do that much damage to a Lizard Man in the last fight. Again, just to show how incredibly strong he is. Alright, Lizard Man attacks him back and does 8 damage there. Alright, let's move Gord up and have him attack the skeleton here. Gord attacks the skeleton for 9 damage, got 3 experience. Okay, we're at the 20-minute mark, so in a second here I'm going to end this off. Darn it. The Dark Priest healing the Lizard Man on me here. Healed all but like 3 hit points of damage there on him. Alright, I'm gonna move Lao right there. Then if Zylo gets a turn here shortly, I'll move him down so that he can get healed here in the next couple of turns in the next video. And nope, I know. I had looked and there actually wasn't, as quick as Chris's turn was there actually wasn't any way I could have moved her up enough to have her get close enough to Zylo so I could have healed him. Alright, so the next time it gets to my turn, we are ending it. Alright, so thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment if you like. And I will see you in the next one where we continue this fight on our way to the bridge to cross over to reach the town of Peo. So I will see you all in the next one. So until then, everybody, goodbye.